good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. While we're getting everything ready, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Live YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmmyrun and also Twitter at filmmyrun, and the website is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax, don't forget to drop me a ride on and watch me do all the hard work.
Good evening, everybody. Well, we're not running, but we are on. I think we'll start running tomorrow for the Wednesday interval session. But tonight, I'm going to take one more day of recovery and see if we can run tomorrow. Paul Hayward says, I'm just watching tonight as well. Amy says hello. Good evening, Clive and Sebastian and Tina. Hi, guys. So we've got quite a few people running, about 33 so far in the run. And we are in New York by the looks of things for Tour of Watopia Stage 7. So when we get going, I will choose somebody to follow and we'll follow them throughout the run. Amy says, feel better, Stephen. Well, I do feel better, but still not 100%, nowhere near 100%, still not right. I was supposed to run Chichester 10k on Sunday. Couldn't do that. I didn't do the Film My Run 500 this morning. I didn't do my track session last night. On Monday night. So, that was last night. Gosh, lots of people doing ride-ons.
Ride on!
John Farrell, thanks for the ride-on. John's on board as well today. Right, let's make sure we follow somebody as they start running. There's John Farrell there. We'll give John a ride on. Who else have we got? Sherry Bassett is there. Jackie Ramos is there. Ulrich. Hello, Ulrich. There's Jackie Ramos. Hi, Jackie. Hope you're well. Who else? Let's move a bit further forward. Tina Beard is just up there. When my list updates, there we go. There's Sebastian and Tina. That's they're nicely in the middle, aren't they? Sebastian and Tina, and Clive's just up ahead as well, running at 6 kph. We haven't seen Clive for a while, have we? We could log on to Clive. There he is. Drop a ride on for Clive, drop a ride on for Seb. Jeff Partridge, good evening to you. Oh gosh, I haven't entered Tour de Gion. I must do that. I've probably missed the entries now, haven't I? Not all bad though, because I am genuinely thinking I might not do it this year, or I might wait to put my entry in for next year. Wait to put my entry in until next year for later that year. Anyway, Jeff, are you totally recovered? Says Paul Hayward. Paul Hayward says there's a big climb at the top of this run today. It's 8 kilometres for the long run and 4 kilometres for the short run. So most people have joined the long run because 8k isn't that bad, is it? It's not too far. Right, Jeff says he thinks I've got a few days left. Right, I will consider it. I suppose I may as well put my entry in and see what happens, even if it is 10 quid to enter. Hope everybody's okay and had a good weekend. We were supposed to run. I was supposed to run Chichester 10k on Sunday, but I didn't run it. But I did go. You may have seen the little film that I made of my friend Tim Gross, who you probably all know from running on Zwift. He doesn't run on Zwift very often these days, but he used to be. He was one of the founding members of Zwift Runners, and used to run an awful lot on Zwift. Yeah, £8.55 just to put an entry in to Tour de Gion. Okay. Heather, good evening to you. Hope you're well. Sebastian says, is that some kind of herpes on your lips? No, I cut myself. It's actually healing. Bashed my lip. I can't remember when, but yeah, bashed my lip. So it was, yeah, everything went wrong. I've got an injury on my arm as well. My arm's sore. So everything's gone on this month and last month. It's been a month of total disaster in terms of physical health. So yeah, I'm surprised. It's quite small now. I'm surprised you noticed it. It is just a cut on my lip, but it's healing up. So yeah, where was I? Sebastian's thrown me off now with that. Yeah, I did make a film on Sunday of my friend Tim, so go and watch that. That's on the YouTube channel now. Tina says you're a disaster. Certainly, I'm a disaster this month, or last month anyway, and stepping into this month, it has been a total disaster. I'm still sniffing, I'm still coughing, but I feel in myself, I feel a lot better again. Third illness of the year, one after another. Every time I was getting better, and then suddenly another one, and let's hope that this is the last one now, and I'll recover and I'll carry on getting better, and we'll at least get some marathon training in. The marathon attempt, the PB attempt, is out the window. That's not happening now. Not long enough to train. So we'll just have to go and run London Marathon as a fun run and do the best we can and enjoy it. Heather says she's got a bit of a cold, so she's opted for the 4K run instead of the longer run. A very different mentality to Clive. Is Clive not? Are you not very well, Clive, at the moment? Marcus, hello, Marcus. Being off sick has meant that I've been able to dedicate more time to connections today, and got it perfectly today. No mistakes at all. Marcus, you'll be glad to hear. Marcus says, I hope you feel better soon, Stephen. I am feeling a lot better again. I'm still sniffly. I've still got blocked sinuses. I'm still coughing a bit, but in myself, I don't feel like death. However, somebody who does feel like death is Victoria. Today is her worst day. She's been in bed most of the day. She's just got up for dinner. So Victoria, send Victoria some love, because she is absolutely on the floor today. She is like I was on Friday. I was in bed all day Friday. Victoria has been in bed all day today. Tina says, hi Marcus, where have you been? Jeff Partridge is considering doing the Winter Downs 200 if he doesn't get into Tour de Gion, or possibly Swiss Peaks. Which Swiss Peaks were you thinking of? The 330, like the long one. And my friend Richard has just entered the Winter Downs, Jeff, so I'll be crewing Richard for the Winter Downs most likely. So the Winter Downs 200 in December this year. Marcus forgot about this run and he ran this morning. Amy says, get well soon, Victoria. Sebastian sends his love to Victoria. Okay. Swiss Peaks 330, that'd be hard, won't it? Isn't that harder than Tour de Gion, I think? Wow. That'd be impressive. But although maybe easier to get into, possibly. Harder than Tour de Gion, but easier to get into. Is that right? I don't know. I'm sure you know better than I do. Heather says, I wouldn't dream of entering that arc of attrition malarkey. Well, no. Do you know what? These days, I probably wouldn't. I'm so used to working at the event now. Sarah says hello, everyone. Hi, Sarah. Hope you're okay. So you've have you seen the news then on Zwift runners and various other places today? Another round of layoffs at Zwift. Another load of people made redundant. I haven't been paid this month by Zwift, so I might be. Who knows? I might be one of those people made redundant. Yeah, it's sad, isn't it? But they're just trying to streamline the company because, you know, they haven't clawed back enough since the pandemic. The thing is, the pandemic, I would have thought the growth during the pandemic would have been enough to make to cover the fallback after the pandemic. But anyway, the post-pandemic slowdown has caused all this. They are trying to slim down even more. Yeah, Marcus says more concerning is the CEO stepping down after just 1 year. Yeah, I don't know what's happened there. So, you know, has he looked at the business and thought this isn't going anywhere, or has he tried to impose his way of thinking on the business, and Eric hasn't been happy with that, and it's not gone down well, and so he said, well, if you're not going to work my way, I'm going to go. Yeah, it'd be interesting to find out why he's gone. What is it about Zwift? What is it about the situation that made him say, I'm not hanging around? Sarah Jacobson says, two CEOs is a tough model. Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like having two managers of a football team, isn't it? It never works out. So maybe it's just that. Maybe it's like clashes of personality or two different ideologies trying to blend and it's just not working out. Middle management not knowing who's actually making the decisions. Yeah, a tough one. Heather says to Jeff, your spine run was amazing. Was so pleased for you. Absolutely marvellous. Yes, absolutely agree with that. Clive Finnimore says, I may go and be an Archangel instead next year. Jeff Partridge is planning on doing the Arc next year. 6th start at the Arc for Jeff next year if he gets there. Yeah, but Clive says, I might go and be an Archangel. Clive says, used to the course now, so no surprises. What? Let me have a look what he's saying there. I've missed those comments down there. Bear with me 2 seconds. Let me just scroll back a bit. Jeff Partridge says... hang on. Heather, Sarah Jacobson says, Stephen, nice to see you giving 100% as always. Look, I'm still not well. I'm under strict instructions from my wife, and you always agree with my wife that I shouldn't run. So, take it up with my wife. Jeff Partridge says, I'll be doing the winter dance uncrewed if I do it. Swiss Peaks is easier to get into, yeah. Swiss Peaks is an interesting one, isn't it? I mean, I'd quite like to do it. Yeah, so Clive saying he doesn't think he'll take part in the Arc next year. I reckon you need to give it one more go, though, Clive. Maybe not next year. Maybe do take a year off next year, but think about it for, in the next 2, 3, 4 years' time. Because I reckon with a good training block, you can get, close to 26, even faster than that. Right. Sarah Jacobson says, Connections is totally stumping her today. Got the easy to and have been staring at the screen. Well, see, I got it totally perfect today. No rushing mistakes. Normally, I can't be bothered waiting all day to try and figure it out. I have to sit down and I have to get it done in 15 minutes or I'm not interested. So normally I get Connections done, but like 1 or 2 mistakes because I kind of rush a few guesses. But today, no, perfectly okay. Got it. Took me, half an hour, whatever. Yeah, Paul Hayward says, you're still in your prime, Clive. Clive Finnemore, if you're... Actually, that's a good point, Clive Finnemore, do you want to be our producer next year? You can manage the live stream next year. Because what we want... Right, here's the plan. We've got Holly Stables is going to be our presenter next year. And then you can be the man at the desk changing the camera views between either Holly or me or Jay out on the course. You want to do that? I'll teach you how to use the software. You can come and learn the software. Sarah Jacobson says, that's probably because of your struggles with perfection. I do struggle with perfection. I struggle with how perfect I am sometimes, and sometimes I have to deliberately make mistakes in order to just seem like a normal human being, because I make so few mistakes in life generally that it is a struggle for me, and it's emotionally draining. So I do have to deliberately make mistakes. Producer Finnemore sounds interesting. It does, doesn't it? I quite like the sound of it, and I actually trust that you would be pretty good at the job, Clive. So, if you're interested, let's talk, and that would be our team. We'll have a team of 6 next year. Right, Clive Finnemore is 2.2 kilometres into this 8-kilometre run. In a minute, we'll go and drop some ride-ons to people. We are making our way, or they are making their way, because I'm not running, up the sky roads of New York. And the camera angle hasn't changed for ages, and you're looking down on a treadmill that isn't moving. Never mind. You don't mind that, do you? It'll change back in a minute. No, right. Paul Hayward, that is going too far. It won't be called Finnemore Productions. Well, it could be Film My Run in association with Finnemore Productions. Hilarious. Amy Green is there. John Farrell is there. Tiago is there. Hello, Tiago. Hope you're well. Anthony Anderson is running. Atomic Fireballs from Italy is there. Tina and Seb are making a break for it with Sherry Bassett. Sebastian, you're more than welcome to come over as long as you pay. I can't pay anybody anything. Well, we'll see. But I can only pay a small team because we're not getting paid very much. We have to cover our expenses, and then if there's anything left, you have some money. But that is all for negotiation. But Sebastian, if you want to come over, you're more than welcome. Yeah, we have to rely on the kindness of I was going to say the kindness of strangers, but you're not strangers. I always think it's weird, though. Does anybody think that it's weird that you've got, like, race companies, certainly in this country, I don't know what it's like in the States. I mean, you do have, I know you have volunteers in the States, and across Europe they have volunteers. So you have race companies that charge a fee to runners to run, and they pay themselves a wage, and they're a paid staff of these running companies. But then the vast majority of the logistics of the race that they organise, they have volunteers who don't get paid. Like, what company would get away with that other than race companies? Like, you wouldn't have a manufacturing company making treadmills, a treadmill manufacturing company who, like, the management are all paid, and then you have volunteers coming in to make the treadmills. It wouldn't work, would it? What other company works like that? What business model is that, Sarah? Explain that business model to me, Sarah Jacobson, or Marcus, or anybody who knows about business. Paul Hayward says, do I need a mathematician next year at the Arc of Attrition? Well, I mean, we probably do. Somebody, but you'd need to be a predictive mathematician who can work out times, predicted future times for arrivals at checkpoints. Right, Clive's happy to be a volunteer. He says, just throw me a t-shirt. Or it might be a volunteer hoodie. You can get a hoodie. Right, Sarah Jacobson says, since most races are partnerships with the cities themselves, that's how they are able to get away with volunteers. It's a public service and a community building initiative. That's a good way of putting it. I mean, that's true. Certainly, it might be true in America, but there are certainly race companies out here who, I mean, essentially they've nothing to do with the cities. You know, Centurion out here organise the big 100-mile races, which go through landowners' property. I suppose they have to negotiate with the council for rights to go over public land and things like that, and for road closures and stuff like that. But otherwise, they're nothing really to do with the city council. So, you know, there are certainly some that are that way, like Beachy Head Marathon. Beachy Head Marathon here, that is certainly a council organised initiative. So yes, volunteers again would work there fine, but it's the idea that a company, a profit-making company, can get away with basically unpaid workers for the vast majority of logistics for their event. Right, we're at 3 kilometres now. John Farrell, Anthony Anderson, Clive Finnemore, Amy Green. Skinland is also at 3 kilometres. Jackie is at 2.5 kilometres. Jackie Ramos. Tiago, he says, I'm late, but I'm here. I've seen Tiago in the run. You weren't late to the run, Tiago. Right, let's nip forward and see how far forward we can go into the group of runners here. We've got about 35 runners. And gosh, Zukas is at 3.2k and he's running at 2:51 per kilometre, 3 minutes per kilometre. That's pretty fast. Do we believe him? Heart rate 171. So it could, I mean, his heart rate's about right. He could be right. Not sure. I Kelly is at nearly 5k from Wales. Hello, Kelly. Santalaria from France, 4.8k, running down the hill. And L Cross. I wonder if their name is Le Cross, from Australia. She's heading down the hill at nearly 5k. 3k to go for her. They're not races. These events are not races, but people do tend to race them sometimes. There are no results though, so you won't see any results at the end. GVW from Holland, from the Netherlands, is 4.8k, and DLD from France is at 4.7k. Mercer from the UK, he's at 4.7k as well. And Stale from Belgium, hello to you, 4.7k. Paul Hayward says, Tiago, did you sort out your thumping treadmill? He says a little bit, it's already doing a bit of noise. He is making adjustments, he says. Steve Stone from Ireland. I think it's Steve Stone, isn't it? Oh, doesn't matter. I'm sure it is. It's probably Steve Stone. So what are your thoughts on... I know that Marcus has said he's particularly worried about the fact that the co-CEO has resigned from Zwift. But what are your thoughts on these layoffs again? Do you understand Do you make allowances for Zwift for that? Are you worried that it is kind of another nail in a bit of a coffin for virtual gaming, virtual running, virtual cycling? So we had a big lift the other day with the announcement of the Wahoo treadmill, which seemed to indicate that Zwift were going all in on the development, the combined development of this treadmill. And they developed, they've done a joint development with Wahoo and done some modifications to the courses in Zwift to help develop this treadmill, to do auto incline. So it's interesting that we get that big lift, and it kind of makes us feel, Zwift running is on the up, everything's good, we're moving forward. And then we get this kind of knockback in a way, to say, well, it's not all smooth sailing. Jeff Partridge says the volunteering thing is about paying it forward, about being part of the event without the pain. I get that, and I am playing devil's advocate to a degree. But it's still the case, isn't it, that it's a company making money, and you're working for nothing. To be fair, it wasn't clear how running would be impacted by this, says Sarah. Yeah, true. It might have absolutely no impact on running. And I haven't heard from my contact Nick, who is essentially the boss of running now. Nick in Canada. Hasn't messaged me to say he's been fired or anything, so that I guess no news is good news, as it were. But let's see if I get paid this month. If I don't get paid, then there is a problem. Do you know what? Even if I didn't get paid, I'd probably still come and do this. Maybe not quite as often, but I would come and do this. Erasmus is on 4.9k. Martinez and Halton have hit 5k. Richter is a late join. Richter there has hit 2.8k. Jackie Ramos has got a ride on already from me. Sassy Lulu, a nice name. Sassy Lulu is on 3.3k. And Eid from Norway is on 3.5. Cuella from Spain, 3.6. McCurdy II is on 3.7. And Boggers, 3.7 from Holland, the Netherlands. Weldon Anthony's just hit 4k. Amy Green's just hit 4k as well. And Clive's on 4k. Skinnerland Hansen, 4.1. Risorek, 4.1 from Germany. And John Farrell, 4.1. There's Thiago. Well done, Thiago. Ramberg from Sweden. And there's Tina Beard. Clive says, I've heard some stories about European running companies making lots of money off the backs of volunteers and the local town. Funny that, yeah, I've heard that as well. Clive says, I lost my favourite Vega cap on the bus at the Arc of Attrition. He says, Stephen very kindly kept making announcements for its recovery, but it never turned up. I'm sure someone is looking after it right now. Yeah, somebody's found it, haven't they? Nice Vega cap. They're not giving that back. Oh, well. Tiago says the bearing on the right side of his treadmill is trying to come out of the roller despite having a lock. Fingers crossed, Tiago, your treadmill doesn't fall apart before the end of the run. About 3.5k to go to get to the end. We've now highlighted Tina in little group. Sherry Bassett just says hi, Tina. Tina, how are you? What's been going on, Tina? Jeff says, on a race like the Spine, you learn so much about the race as a volunteer before you do it, and you get a volunteer discount on your entry. Yeah, that is very true about a lot of races, that the volunteers do essentially get paid in kind by them getting a voucher or credit towards a race entry the following year. That's what happens with the Spine, with things like Dragon's Back and Cape Wrath Ultra here in the UK, and all of the Centurion races here in the UK. You get a credit so that you can pay, so you don't have to pay for a race entry the following year. So nobody on chat is overly concerned about the announcement today. I think people just like to get on with running, don't they? And just fingers crossed that Zwift just doesn't disappear. They did make the announcement. Also does say that as well as slimming down the company, that the company is healthy, and I guess to continue keeping it healthy, they need to slimline it and streamline it in advance of it becoming a disaster. So fingers crossed they are okay. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that they did have that huge investment, millions of dollars of investment in the company. Clive Finnimore was at the lunchtime Film My Run 500. He says, foot is feeling good, but no fast stuff yet. I've suddenly got the hiccups, excuse me. Don't know how I'm going to get rid of them. 5k coming up for Tina and Sebastian. Tiago's on 4.1k. Sherry Bassett's just hit 5k. And they're heading down the hill on the sky roads of New York in stage 7 of the Tour of Zwift. It looks like I won't be able to run the Tour of Zwift. I don't know when it finishes this week. When we go to is it Thursday? It changes to level to stage 8. Where are we? Wednesday? Yeah. Oh no, Wednesday. Wednesday it changes to stage 8 tomorrow. 8 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock. Right, so 4 o'clock in the morning is the last stage 7 here in the UK tomorrow, and 5 o'clock in the morning we do stage 8. So I'm not going to be able to complete stage 7. So fingers crossed I'll be able to do stage 8 next Tuesday. If you've got hiccups, says Heather, turn your head upside down between your legs and pinch your nose and swallow. I'm not doing that live on the Zwift Run channel, Heather. Or try holding your breast. Well, that'll get rid of hiccups, will it? No, but your breath. Try holding your breath, says Clive. Not breast at all. Don't hold your breast. If you've got the hiccups, don't hold your breasts. It just won't help. It was a genuine mistake, Sarah. I didn't realise what he was saying. Oh dear. Brain not functioning. Oh dear. Yeah, Jeff says presumably there is a catch-up week. Yes, I'm sure there is. So I have to do stages 1 to 7. There's only 8 stages, aren't there? So it's 1, 2, and 7. I'll have to do in the catch-up week. Clive Finnimore says, yeah, voice to text fail for me. Brain to voice fail for me. 5.3k in. Contreras has joined us, or was Contreras already there? I haven't given Contreras a ride on, so although he's not a late join because he's on 5.3k as well, so Maybe I just hadn't noticed him there. Jeff Partridge, I'm not reading that out. I will get seriously told off by Sarah Jacobson if I read that out. Sarah Jacobson has to make up stages 2 and 3. So, actually, do I have to make up stages 1, 2, and 3? Hang on a minute. No, just 1 and 2. So, right, if I just put this on, hang on. No, not that. Not that. That. So that's what I've done. I've done 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh! And I've done 7. No, I haven't done 7. What's that one? I haven't done stage 7, have I? Have I done stage 7? Did I do it on... I haven't done stage 7. Why have I got a tick for stage 7? Jeff Partridge, Clive says that if I do read out Jeff's comment and get a slap from Sarah Jacobson, Clive says the slap might cure my hiccups. True, I think they have gone actually. I think it was just a temporary hiccup situation. Today is the last day for 7, so maybe you did it before you fell ill again. Maybe, possibly. I don't remember doing stage 7, but maybe I did. I don't think I did, though. I honestly don't think I did. So I think I've got to do stages 1, 2, and 7, and hopefully I should be able to do stage 8 next week. Sarah Jacobson says she can read. Yeah, I know you can read the comment, but if I read it out live on air, that would you would be angry with me. I know you would. So I'm not going to do. Out of respect for you, I'm not reading it out. Do you understand? Well, yes. Right. Heather says, has it updated because I am in game now? And you might be right, it might well be. So if I log out, cancel it, it might take that 7 tick off. Sarah says, who knows how I would react? Interesting. Sarah, shouldn't you be getting on with connections? Because, we need resolution and we need discussion afterwards. I'm not staying up all night waiting for you to do connections. By the way, if anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, so you know Wordle. Many of you do Wordle in the mornings. So Sarah Jacobson, in one of her many crazy text rants, talked about how she did connections as well. So it's another game organised, run by New York Times. So you know the New York Times bought Wordle, so they've also got these other games, and one of them is connections. So when Sarah Jacobson started doing it, she told us all about it, and now we do it. I do it. Marcus does it. It's a good waste of 15 minutes every morning. Tina Beard says, this has been fun, but I can't type when I'm on my workout as it slows down my arm movement. Tina, that's absolutely fine. You just carry on your workout. It's all right. We know you're there. Look, there she is. We know she's there. 6K done for Tina, and is that David Frost just up ahead as well, and Skinnerland is on 6.2, Sherry Bassett 6.4 now, John Farrell 6.1K, so a couple of kilometres to go. Been running for 36 minutes. Heather's done 5K. She says, I'm pleased with that after 2 weeks not well. Thanks, everyone. Great running and entertainment. Thanks, Heather. Now go and watch my little mini documentary on the Film My Run channel of my friend Tim Gross running 10k. That is up live on the Film My Run channel now. Paul Hayward says, Tina, you're a true professional. Amy Green, need to attempt to save myself for tomorrow. So I think Amy Green is easing off or calling it a day. What are you doing tomorrow, Amy? Have you got another long run tomorrow? Oh, she says, I finished for tonight. That was a struggle. Tina, who is Coach Greg? So well done, Amy. But tell us, what are you doing tomorrow that you need to save yourself for? Very well done to Heather. After 2 weeks of not being well. Everyone's been sick, haven't they? Apart from Tina. Everyone has been sick apart from Tina. Yeah, we want to know who Coach Greg is. Because it's not Sebastian, is it? Sebastian's not your coach. He's your running partner. Oh, my Garmin coach. Okay. Are you strictly following the Garmin plan then? Oh, right. Amy is doing the interval session with us tomorrow. Fantastic, Amy. Well done. Right, so Amy Green is joining us tomorrow for the Brighton Marathon interval sessions. Tomorrow is 6 p.m. on this channel. I will be running. I will probably knock it down to 90%, but I will be running. So join us tomorrow for the Brighton Marathon interval training session. Victoria won't be running. Victoria is very sick at the moment. So there's no way Victoria will be well enough in time. Tina Beard is strictly following a plan on her Garmin watch. Very good. And it's definitely paying off, Tina. You are improving with every week. Clive will also be at the Brighton Marathon training sessions tomorrow, but at reduced effort. Clive's still recovering from the arc of attrition last week. I know he only made it halfway, but has a foot issue, or had a foot issue following the arc attempt. So he's going to take it easy tomorrow. I am not fit. I am recovering from injury, so from illness. So I will be taking it slightly less, 90%, 95%, depending on how I feel tomorrow. But we will be there. So it is a bit of a shame that this set of training sessions has taken a bit of a hit. I know we weren't there on Friday again because just really ill. But Victoria managed to run on Friday, so that was good. But yeah, we've missed a lot of sessions, or we've reduced the intensity of a lot of the sessions. There's no way I'm going to be at peak marathon fitness for London Marathon. And definitely not for Brighton Marathon, although I was never going to do Brighton Marathon at full pelt. Always going to pace 4 hours at Brighton Marathon. So I will be pacing 4 hours. Anyone coming to Brighton, if you want to do 4 hours or thereabouts, I will be pacing 4 hours for Brighton Marathon. So come and join us there. Sebastian says, I'm probably going to do 100% tomorrow. So nice one, Seb. Go for it. Says Clive. Sebastian will do 100% at the interval session tomorrow. Paul Hayward says, I like the sound of Greg. Great Greg, he says. So Tina is at 6.8k now. Heart rate of 137, if that's correct for Tina. If she's wearing a heart rate strap or a heart rate monitor, she's at 135 BPM, which is nice and comfortable. She's going at 9 kph. So she's slowing at the moment. Clive Finnemore is at 10 kph. 10 kph. So he's catching up at the moment. Let's go back to Clive. See where he is. So Clive's there, with Anthony just ahead. Tina says, of course I'm wearing my heart rate strap. So that is accurate heart rate there for Tina. And for Clive's 137 BPM as well, so comfortable for Clive. or relatively comfortable for Clive. Heart rate 135 for Sebastian. So Sebastian, Tina and Clive all nice and comfortable. And Tina's just hit 7k, so just over a kilometre to go. I think it's about 8. Is it about 8.1 this run? 8.1 kilometres for this run. So we've got about 6 minutes to go before the mid-pack cross the line. 8.3 says Tina. Okay, thanks Tina. And they're back on the ground now. You can just see above the sky road's just above there, look. If you're not used to this world that we're in, this is New York, based on Central Park, but it's like a modernised or futuristic looking version of Central Park with these glass sky roads that you can run on and ride on, and there are futuristic buildings all around as well. And when you get up high, there's some really great views over the park and over the city. So tomorrow we've got the Brighton Marathon training sessions. Thursday I hopefully will be well enough to do the Film My Run 500 in the morning and then bag that badge in the evening. And then Friday we will be doing the 1.5 hour long run, the 90-minute medium long run for Brighton Marathon training. Sarah says the main Central Park loop in Zwift is remarkably close to the real thing. And I know some people have run on the Schumann Trail in real life as well, around the reservoir. And apparently that's pretty close, apart from the railings are way too high in Zwift. So that in Zwift, the railings are like almost head height, but they're nowhere near head height in real life, apparently. Apart from missing water, says Paul Hayward. Yes, apart from the missing reservoir water, which we still don't think is back. 7.3k. Nice and steady, 10 kilometres per hour for Tina and Clive and Sebastian and Anthony. And Wozurek as well from Germany. And Ramberg from Sweden is also around about 10 kph, just a bit faster, and 20 seconds ahead. Also in real life, people yell at you if you don't go the correct way round the reservoir. Oh, that's interesting. So which is the correct way? Is it clockwise around the reservoir to run? I know Sarah did have recent experience of this, so she is speaking from knowledge. Even though Sarah is from Chicago, she has been to New York. Quite the jet setter is our Sarah Jacobson. Although she's not coming to Brighton, which we are most annoyed about. Paul Hayward says we've got that on the M25 in England. People shout at you if you go the wrong way around. Well, yes. Although I've never run around the M25, that has to be said. I did once, for laughs, create a fake website. This is years ago. I created a fake website about an ultra race around the M25, suggesting that they were going to close the M25 for this race to take place. And it was going to be like a unique, once-in-a-lifetime experience. Run around the M25 on a closed road. Total rubbish, of course. Trail Running Phil says, are you doing the Film My Run 500, Stephen? On Thursday, yes. Not now. Right now, I'm commentating on the Stage 7 of Tour de Zwift. But on Thursday, I will be hopefully well enough to run the Film My Run 500 at 11:35 UK time, Phil. So if you want to join me then, I will be doing it. Right, Sarah says it's counterclockwise on the reservoir in New York. So we run... Don't we? Oh no, we run both ways, don't we? I was going to say we generally run clockwise around the reservoir, but no, I remember we've run anti-clockwise as well. So yeah, so we run both ways round in Zwift. But if you go to the real reservoir round Central Park in New York, you need to run anti-clockwise or counterclockwise, as they say in the States. 500 metres to go for Tina and Clive and Anthony and Seb. Well run, everybody, if you've taken part today. Apologies for not running, still not 100%, still under strict instructions from my wife not to do any running, but I am allowed to run tomorrow's interval session. Oh yeah, Phil, yeah, it is on 7 p.m. tonight as well, yes. So there are each Tuesday and Thursday there are 3 Film My Run 500s. There's one at 11:35 in the morning. There's one at 7 p.m. and then I think there's one at 1 a.m. If people from the States or North America or South America want to do the Film My Run 500. So there's 3 every day. I only do one of those. So yeah, see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. UK time for the Brighton Marathon training sessions. Clive, Tina and Anthony and Seb are about to come to an end, come to finish the stage 7 of Tour of Zwift. Thank you very much, Tina. Tina says, love to Victoria and feel better, Stephen. Yeah, I'll send Victoria all of your best wishes. She's feeling very sorry for herself. And that is strange for Victoria, because Victoria actually is normally pretty hardy when it comes to illness. Victoria will work, obviously because she works from home, it doesn't make a difference. Even she has to be quite unwell to take a day off work. And to spend the day in bed, she has to be really unwell. So, yeah, she spent most of today in bed. Heart rate 163 for Seb in the end. So, a little bit of a raised heart rate there for Sebastian. Clive is definitely interested in working at the Arc next year. Yeah, we'll chat about that later. Everyone's really going through it this winter. I assume this means that you're helping with dinner tonight. Well, luckily enough, we have Grandma staying with us at the moment, so Grandma cooked the dinner tonight. I get away with murder, don't I? I know. I will cook the dinner one day this week to help Victoria out. I will definitely do it. I promise. Coming to the end. Seb says, thanks everyone. 8.3k done. And just coming to the banner here, Sarah Jacobson says, "You really will do anything to avoid preparing dinner." It was just good fortune that Grandma was here to cook the dinner. But I'll do it. I think Grandma's going home tomorrow, so I will do it tomorrow. Right. I think that's done. Everyone is done. Slowing down. Well done, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. Apologies again for not running. We will see you tomorrow for the Brighton Marathon training sessions. We'll carry on the week with the Film My Run 500 and bag that badge, and then the Brighton Marathon long run training. Right, take care everyone. Thank you very much for your chat. Always entertaining. Tina says bye-bye. I'm going to quit the event. Actually, if I quit the event, I wonder what happens if I refresh this. Hang on a second. Let me just refresh it. No. Let me start it again from scratch. No, it still says that I've done stage 7. So I don't know what that's all about. I don't think I have done stage 7. John Farrell says, thanks for your commentary, Stephen. Paul Hayward says, she can do a batch cook in the morning before she leaves. That is a very good idea, Paul. I will suggest that. Do a batch cook of the next 4 days of dinners, which I just have to heat up in the microwave or in the air fryer, as has become the de facto new standard for cooking. Tina says it will reset after you've not done it. I know, but I thought I'd just clicked out. I just quit the event. So anyway, we'll see if it does reset later. Right, I'm off. Take care, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow for the Brighton Marathon interval sessions. Look after yourselves. Have a great rest of your day, whatever you're doing, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.